You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Share and subscribe our channel. Story title: The Golden Lion. Once upon a time, in a bustling port town, there lived a wealthy merchant named Bartholomew. He had 3 sons, Roland, Edgar, and Hugh. Roland, the eldest, was filled with a burning desire to explore the world and see its wonders. "Father," Roland pleaded one day, "I wish to travel and see the world. Will you grant me this request?" Bartholomew, proud of his son's adventurous spirit, ordered a beautiful ship to be fitted out for Roland's journey. The ship, christened the Seafarer, was adorned with fine sails and stocked with ample provisions. With a heart full of hope, Roland set sail, leaving his family waving from the shore. Weeks passed, and the Seafarer finally cast anchor before a grand city known as Lumina. As Roland disembarked, he noticed a large notice board displaying a proclamation. "Whosoever can find the king's daughter within 8 days shall have her hand in marriage. Fail, and your head shall be the forfeit." Roland's curiosity and ambition were piqued. This should not be too difficult, he thought, and he requested an audience with King Frederick. King Frederick, a man of stern countenance, listened to Roland's request. "You have 8 days to find my daughter. Search anywhere within the palace grounds, but remember, failure means death." The palace doors were thrown open to Roland, and he began his search. He explored every room, closet, and hidden nook, but the princess was nowhere to be found. After 8 fruitless days, Roland admitted defeat, and as the law decreed, he lost his head. Back in their hometown, Bartholomew and his remaining sons grew increasingly anxious, having received no word from Roland. Edgar, the middle son, could bear it no longer. "Father," Edgar said, "I must go and seek my brother. Grant me a ship and some money." A second ship, named the Adventurer, was prepared, and Edgar set sail, determined to uncover his brother's fate. The winds carried him to the same harbour in Lumina where the Seafarer still lay anchored. Upon landing, Edgar saw the proclamation and understood what had likely happened to Roland. "I will find my brother and the princess," Edgar vowed, and he too sought an audience with the king. Like his brother, he searched diligently, but the outcome was the same. After 8 days, Edgar's head joined his brother's. Hugh, the youngest and most clever of Bartholomew's sons, could not ignore the growing unease at home. Determined to succeed where his brothers had failed, he approached his father. "Father, let me go in search of my brothers and the princess. I promise to return with good news." Reluctantly, Bartholomew agreed, and a third ship, the Voyager, was readied. Hugh set sail, guided by both hope and the lessons learned from his brother's fates. The winds, as if by fate, led him to Lumina. As Hugh stepped onto the pier, he saw the same proclamation. "I see now what happened to my brothers," he murmured, "but I will not repeat their mistakes." Determined, he set off towards the castle. On the way, Hugh met an old woman dressed in tattered clothes, who stopped to beg for alms. Unlike his brothers, Hugh felt a pang of compassion. He gave her a handful of coins and asked, "Good woman, do you know of the king's daughter?" The old woman, her eyes twinkling with wisdom, replied, "Yes, young man. I know where she is hidden and how you can find her, but it will require something special." Intrigued, Hugh listened as she instructed him to commission a golden lion from a skilled goldsmith. The lion was to have crystal eyes and a mechanism inside that played enchanting tunes. Hugh spared no expense and soon returned with the exquisite lion. The old woman then devised a plan to hide Hugh inside the lion, which she would present to the king. The next day, the old woman approached King Frederick with the golden lion. The king was captivated by the lion's beauty and the music it played. "I must have this lion for my daughter," he declared. "It does not belong to me," the old woman replied, "but I can leave it with you for one night." The king agreed and took the lion to his secret chamber beneath the palace. Unbeknownst to him, Hugh, hidden within, memorized the path through 7 locked doors to the princess's chamber. In the grand hall, 12 maidens dressed identically were playing. The princess, delighted with the lion, begged to keep it for the night. The king consented, and the princess carried the lion to her room. As night fell, Hugh whispered from within the lion, "Oh, lovely princess, I have endured much to find you. Help me identify you so I may claim you and fulfill the challenge." Startled, the princess listened as Hugh recounted his tale. Moved by his courage and determination, she agreed to help. "On the 8th day, I will wear a white sash around my waist. Look for me then." The following morning, the king retrieved the lion and returned it to the old woman. Hugh emerged and, confident in his knowledge, requested to search for the princess. The king, growing weary of the repeated attempts, reluctantly agreed. On the 8th day, Hugh demanded that the palace floor be lifted. The king, unable to refuse, watched as Hugh descended the staircase, unlocking door after door until they reached the hall of the 12 maidens. There, amidst the identical girls, Hugh spotted the princess with the white sash. "This is the princess," he declared, and the king, though defeated, acknowledged Hugh's success. A grand wedding feast was held, celebrating the union of Hugh and the princess. They set sail for Hugh's homeland, their ship laden with treasures as her dowry. In their joy, they did not forget the old woman who had aided them, ensuring she lived in comfort for the rest of her days. Thus, Hugh's cleverness and compassion won him both his brother's redemption and the hand of the princess, bringing peace and happiness to their family and kingdom. And the legend of the Golden Lion lived on, a testament to bravery, wisdom, and the magic of kindness. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.